everyone, my name's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video on all the pages that I've completed in Magical Dawn by HannaKarlzon. So this was the very first book I got when I started doing colouring. So I started doing colouring about 2 years ago, and I ordered this book from Amazon and I can't remember which other one was, but another one from Amazon as well. And I had never seen a colouring in book with a hardcover before, so I was absolutely stoked when this came. But so you will see some really old stuff in here as well. So this is the first page I've done, which is the little frog, and this actually was the very first page that I did in the book. So when I started my colouring journey, obviously I didn't have all the supplies that I have now, so I did only have Inktense. I had a couple of Prismacolors, some really cheap acrylic markers and Poscas. I also had some cheaper pencils as well. But with this one, I did most of this in Inktense and just used some Poscas for around the edge. And I think there was also some gel pens as well. And then this also was the next one, because when I first started colouring in, I thought that I was going to work my way from the front to the back of the book, but that never happened. But that was a thought when I first started. So a lot of Inktense on here. Some acrylic markers just around the side here. I tried to do a little mottled coloured look here, which I think turned out pretty well. And yeah, all Inktense mostly. White Posca. I still quite like that page. And then this beetle page, which I still really love as well. So with the background of this and a lot of the backgrounds in this book, when I started to learn how to do backgrounds, I used like gelatos, but they were like cheaper than gelatos. So I remember going on an art shop online and they had them on sale for 50% off. So I got them, and they're really, really good quality. And they were basically, I've got a couple of gelatos and they were the same pigmentation as gelatos. So they're very, very similar, and they were always also by Faber-Castell. So I did the background here with the gelatos, just putting them onto a palette, adding some water, and then using them like watercolor. And then I did the rest with Prisma. So this is when I got my Prismacolors. So I didn't have all of the colors, I just had a few. And this was my first attempt at a galaxy background, which I thought worked out pretty well. And some white Poscas. And I hadn't done gems before either, so I think that did a pretty good job on the gems as well. And then I did this one here. Crazy Me coloured the whole background in Inktense pencil in a grey colour. And then I actually used acrylic paint to colour in these clouds here that I drew in, and just went over the edges with the Posca. And then I did a bit of collaging and collaged this little monkey in there, which I think worked out really well because he fits really well. I think he fits quite well. And that was my first attempt also at trying to make glass look like glass. So I didn't do too bad. I probably could have done a lot better, but yeah. And then this one here. So this one was coloured in my Derwent Studio pencils. So this was before I got my, this was before I got my Prismas, this page. So you can see the difference actually when you look at the Prismas and these, they're really not that pigmented, but I still like the end result. Oh, and this background here actually was done in the Inktense. But I think most of everything else was done in the Derwent Studio. And I went around the edges with some acrylic marker and also the white Posca. Oh, this was a tragedy. It's not too bad now, but I did this heart, which I really liked, and I did that with Prisma, and I did like the colours. And then I tried to do a background with, I think, Inktense, and it didn't work out. So then I went over it with Prisma and it didn't work out. And so then I got out my pink acrylic paint and did it with the pink acrylic paint. And I'm not a lover of it, but I think considering what it looked like before, which you guys obviously can't see, it's a great improvement. So that's that one there. And I use a lot of fluoros on that one as well. Oh, and then we've got this one here. This was one of my first double pages. So mostly Prisma, gelatos again on the background. Up here I did a gelato peach background and then just filled in with some purple and blue Prisma. Some gel pens that I've got. Little, put some dots, just put some, I have a stencil with little circles on, so I just coloured in the little circles on here. And put lots of white Posca dots. And then the mermaid page here. So this is all Prismas and a little bit of acrylic marker, I think, just down here on the outlines of the reeds. And in the book, which most people probably know because most people are familiar with this book, it does have a black line here. And I thought that I could get rid of that by using white Posca and then going over it Prisma. And I have seen other colourists do that, but that did not work for me. It just looks like she's got a slice across her neck and I couldn't fix it up as much as I tried. So I just try to ignore that little bit when I look at it. And I don't mind it if I just ignore that little bit. And then we've got these cute little mice. A complete Prisma background. I think all of it's actually Prisma. A lot of blender pencil. And some white gel pen just to outline these guys. And some white gel pen here too. So this again was one of the first ones that I've done. Once again, let's see. No, actually I did this background in Inktense and then went over the top of it. Again, I think I just coloured it in with a little bit more Inktense. I drew some little dots up here because what I was trying to do is there was quite a lot of lines from the Inktense. So I was trying to cover them up by doing something else. So I just drew some dots up there. I'm not sure if that worked or not. And then Inktense on all these flowers. Try to make these little birds all sparkly with lots of white Posca. I actually really like the colour palette I use on that too. It's a different colour palette than I usually use. And then we've got these bottles here. One of the only pages that I haven't done with the background, but I was trying to do this. I saw it on a colorist page. I can't remember what it was because this is a while ago. The way to use Prisma and kind of make it look a bit watercolory. So that's what I did on here, around here, to see if that worked. And I like how it worked out. And then I think we've got some Inktense here as well on these bottles. But I also like the colour combination I did on this one as well. So we've got these two pages here. I'll just cover that one up while we look at this one. So these birds, once again, it's that gelato background, but I used two different shades. So I think I used a light blue going up into a dark blue. And the rest of this is all in Inktense, just with some Posca and some sparkly gel pen. And then this side, got the lady. Once again, gelato background. Inktense on this one as well, gel pen. And then I've just done a tiny little bit of collage down here, just adding this little flower in there. Sometimes I don't really like how in quite a lot of HannaKarlzon pages, the bodies just end, like they don't have anywhere to go. So that's why I added this little flower in there to ground it a little bit. And I think it worked. But yeah, I don't like how this, how it just ends and it's got nowhere to go. And then we've got these ones here. This one, once again, was gelato background in 2 different colours. So I did see a picture really similar to this one on Pinterest. So I took huge inspiration from that. And from that I learnt because this was one of the first ones I did as well. So that I learnt that you didn't have to colour in every little single thing. You can use it like a paint wash, your Inktense, and it still gives it a really nice effect. So that's what I did here. And then just added in a little bit of white paint, white acrylic on these bits here. And that's what the picture that I did see on Pinterest did as well. So that taught me a lot working from that picture. And then also use this gold paint here, around here, which they also did do on the Pinterest picture. But I had a bit of mishap because my gold paint was so old. You know how it goes all gluggy. So it's quite chunky, but I actually don't mind the effect that it's actually given on here with the fact that it was quite old and chunky, and I really had to work it in hard to make it like stick to the page. And then obviously just the Posca and a couple of gel pens around here. And then we've got this one, which is when I had my watercolor. So this is with my Gamsey Tambai watercolor, and then Prisma in here, and then also just some gel pens and Posca around here. So I actually really like the color combo I did here with the purples going up into the teals, and then a bit of fluoro in here as well. So this is a bit of a more recent one than the other pages that you've seen. And then the last ones, just this one here. So just the mermaid. I've seen this done quite a lot. Mostly Prismas. I did that watercolor Prisma effect around the edge again here. A bit of Prisma and Inktense mixed in here. But yeah, mostly Prismas and then also gel pens. So I'll lift that up so you might see that a little bit better. And then the last page, this one here, which I really don't like. So same thing with the background again, the gelatos, Inktense for these. And then I went around with some gold pen and some white Posca. And to be honest, I'm not a massive fan. I did use some blue and like a purpley colour Prisma just around here, the edges of them, just to give a little bit of something else, because it just looks really plain to me. But yeah, definitely not my favourite page, but I try to do it in similar colours, so even though it's not a double page, it still looks nice on your eye. And I think I've done that on, this one as well. I try to do like similar colours that work together. I'm not... Oh, there's this page too, but this is just a whip, so I haven't finished that yet. Every time I look at it, I don't get very inspired, so one day I will get that done. So thank you very much for looking through that. I have to actually work in this book again. I get a little bit, I get put off because so many colorists do this book, so I see a lot of the pages already done. kind of takes my inspiration away. But I do have to get back to it because this is the book that I've done most work in. And it's nice to see how you've progressed from when you first started. Okay, so thank you very much. Thanks for watching my video. And also, once again, thank you for everyone's support. It means a whole heap to me. I love when you guys write comments. I'm getting a lot more subscribers now, and it's amazing. So thank you so much, and till next time, bye.